Good evening, Warriors! Back with another episode of Vigor Warriors 2 and the 1% Club. Hope you guys are doing well this evening. Hope you guys are staying cool in the nice cool weather. I think it's like 7 degrees here, something like that, in the Midwest. And it's great to be with you guys for another great evening of great weather and great talk and great information. So I'm hoping you guys get a lot out of this. Once again, thank you guys for the comments, the likes, all the donations. It's great to just be on the air here talking and kind of getting feedback from you guys. A lot of great feedback, a lot of topics I want to cover in the next few weeks. We're going to get to one right now. And so the one we're going to talk about is from Information Channel. Information Channel, a shout out to you, my friend. A real good observation you've made. And this deals with, my friends, the balance. The balance that we need to become successful on semen retention. So I'm going to call this the balance needed to become successful on semen retention. What do I mean by that? Well, let's talk about this. All right, so we're talking about energy. We're talking about the fact that as you retain, you're keeping your energy, which means that now you got to do something with that energy. In the past, because you've been releasing, you're losing all that energy. It's not really that noticeable. Now you have that energy, and unless you do something with it, we talked about that with transmuting on the last broadcast, you're going to be frustrated, and you're going to have some negative effects because you're not using that energy for something. There must always be a balance. I think Mona Lisa had said this, and I agree with his comments exactly. You gotta have a balance, but the balance also includes understanding what is good for you and what's not good for you. So the idea here, guys, is that as you look at everything, semen retention is the foundation. I needed it in my case because I didn't have enough self-control to actually do any of these things I'm doing now. And so when I went into monk mode and I basically kind of said that I'm going to go ahead and just stop these bad behaviors, have some self-control, and then hopefully kind of get myself out of all these messes I've been in with this kind of stuff. And so the idea was then to try to get control of myself first. Now, once warriors, you have control of yourself, then you can kind of exert control of things around you better and feel more confident and feel like a warrior again. It's a bad feeling when you don't feel like a warrior. I understand it. I've been there. But you can come back very quickly anytime you choose to, because you're actually looking at trying to build yourself up again to the best you can be. And it's never time to quit. Never quit as a warrior. Continue to build up. Yes, sometimes you may lose some energy. Sometimes you may relapse. Sometimes those things happen. But go back on your plan to become the best person you become. Now, what do I mean by balance? Well, let's think about this. We talk about balance, we're talking about a balance between the physical, which is your energy. It's the potential energy you have. We're also talking about the spiritual, right? So you have the spiritual, you have the physical, you have the emotional, right? All these things kind of play into you becoming the best person you can become. And when we do this, let's talk about some of these things we're talking about here. So let's talk about the physical. Obviously, when you talk about the physical, you're talking about things that can enhance your retention and your mutation. So as you're transmuting that energy, you must have some kind of exercise program. You might be someone like myself, who at 61 years old is doing things like small weight training. I'm doing walking. I don't jog. I do walking. I also do a lot of meditation, a lot of yoga, those type of things for flexibility, those type of things I do. If you're in your 20s and 30s, you're going to go ahead and focus on other types of maybe stronger weight. If you're in your 20s and you're on a team, a high school team maybe, or a college team, you might be doing heavy mass training. Mass is weight, huge amounts, like 400-pound bench presses, 450, those things that gain mass. The idea, my friends, you got to have some kind of exercise program to start using that energy and transferring it into your muscles. That's the key. Now, when it comes to nutrition, obviously, eating is also a big part of this. You got to have a balance, right? I like fasting, intermittent fasting between 8 at night and 12 in the morning. You might be on a different type of schedule. The key is when you do eat the right types of foods. Your car is a Ferrari or a Porsche. You need to give it high octane energy. Don't put it down to carbohydrates and sugars, which I have a problem with sometimes. When I get lazy, I sometimes just eat around what's around me, and it's not good. So when I have the energy like I do tonight, it's because I didn't have those type of things, and I'm able to kind of communicate this way with high energy because I got myself eating some meats, I eat myself some proteins, some great liquids, things like that, water. That makes a huge difference. So those things matter. Once again, having cold showers in the morning gets you moving, right? Raises that testosterone, those type of things. And it's been proven all these things tend to raise testosterone, especially when you have it inside of you already, and now you have to kind of moving along to get things done. So get up in the morning, get moving. And let me tell you, walking my two big dogs, my Newfoundland and my Great Pyrenees, at 4:30 in the morning and then coming back when it's 7 degrees outside and taking a cold shower, that gets you moving, my friend. That gets you moving, warriors. And so I highly recommend it, but in the long run, it's your choice. So now the spiritual we're talking about. The balance has to be there in all three areas for you to really increase. Now, I'm not judging at all the religion you have. I'm not going to judge who you are praying to, but you've got to have some thought pattern about something that's higher than you are, because that's an important key to this. Now, in my case, I have a great relationship with my God and my Lord Jesus Christ, but that's my beliefs. I have to believe in something greater than me, because if you don't, then it's very easy to get depressed and upset with the way the world is going, because you believe the world is all there is and man controls everything. When in fact, the real reality, in my opinion, is the fact that man creates very little. They do have a choice to make decisions, and do have some co-creating going on there, but really in the long run, God is the one determining what's happening. And obviously, you have to make sure you're following that God's plan that you're looking at. And so this is why it's important to have that spiritual aspect of things. And so that's why I meditate. That's why I try to pray to God. I read my Bible every morning, whatever your biblical types of references are. I would encourage you guys to get into that early in the morning. Focus on your God. Focus on the things that you're grateful for. Be blessed. You're blessed. You're blessed. First of all, you're blessed to know this information. Remember, warriors, we have 1% of people in this world, and hopefully it's going up to 2%, but 1% of the people in the world understand what we're saying. This, as things are coming out in the world, as you see it every day, the truths are coming out. The 1%, the people who are the ones who had the knowledge, were given knowledge, in my opinion, from God, in certain ways, to understand this. And you're seeing this more and more and more. I'm seeing a lot of young people dying early on, 19, 20 years old, athletes. You wonder why that's happening. Well, I have my suspicions, but I'll tell you, when it comes true, you'll probably find out that putting stuff in your body was not a good idea. And we'll see this with a lot of people who are basically doing this and thinking it's good, but they were brainwashed by the society we're living in. And the thing you have to kind of look at is how your people are behaving and how they're acting and how they're being used to get things done. And the agendas are really strong. You have to be strong. The warrior has to be strong to say, no, I'm not going to put stuff into my body that's not good, and I'm not going to put stuff into my body that can alter me. Now, obviously the foods you take are very important with that, but you also have to kind of think about any other types of things. And I, bless the Lord, I have not been sick in many, many years, and I keep going every day because I feel great about things. I feel that I'm just getting stronger and stronger, especially the last 3 years. I mean, I'm closing in on 1,000 days pretty soon, and I just love what's happening with this because I feel stronger. I just feel young. I feel very exuberant, and I feel like we can accomplish anything in this world and conquest anything that we put our minds to. So again, my friends, the key to a lot of this, and an information channel, again, a shout out to you, my friend, it is really important to have balance. Balance in your life. Don't go crazy on any one thing we're talking about here, but realize all this fits the same pattern. What you're really learning here is self-control and self-discipline. You're not going to get upset with people emotionally if they call you names, if they're jumping on you, criticize you at work. You got to hold your tongue and keep moving on and realizing that people are going to be people. There's going to be evil people out there trying to create harm for you, one way or the other. You're going to have your haters out there, as they call them. But you got to keep on your plan every day, and no matter who's criticizing you, you keep doing it, and you will succeed and overcome all the problems in the long run. And that is for sure the truth, my friends. You will overcome, and that's important. Never give up. You will be stronger for every battle you face. Every challenge you face. I'm not going to call it a failure. I'm going to call it a challenge. Because what happens, and they're doing this more in the business world every day, they want more people who are going to fail quickly. So you learn all the things you have to learn about failing. And as a result about that, you're going to get more information to succeed the next time. That's what happened to me. After all these years, I finally figured out how to use monk mode. But it took a long time of understanding and working with myself to do it. It's like a puzzle. But you got to keep trying, and that's the key. All right, enough for tonight, my friends, for this episode. Tomorrow, I think we're going to go into Nietzsche, talking about Eduardo made a great comment about Nietzsche, talking about semen in the blood, and I want to kind of focus on this one tomorrow. So I look forward to this one, guys, and we'll try to do one tomorrow morning if I can. If not, we'll do it tomorrow evening. Guys, have a great evening, the rest of your evening. God bless each and every one of you. Remember 2 things. 1, every day is a new day to a great warrior. And 2, you must continue to never give up and to